You're enjoying your weekend so far. I know what a lot of great YouTubers that I follow, especially political YouTubers. Sometimes they get into videos that are a little bit more leftist, or they're more political than they are like talking about just bad stuff in society. Like they might talk about Trump or Alex Jones or like Martin Taylor Greene, calling people transvestites, some crazy stuff they've done. But sometimes they'll get off into the weeds and they're like talking about bills and stuff people don't really care about. This may be one of those videos. So if you don't remember, Paul Pelosi was beaten by a man in his home. He's in his 80s, and man broke in the house and beat him. And Elon Musk and many other people came out and said this was a gay thing, some type of homosexual rendezvous that went bad. Now, I knew that was bullshit then, and I knew that regardless of whether it was a gay rendezvous or not, I knew that that was wrong. I know that whoever you are, whatever you choose to get in bed with, everybody deserves protection, and no one deserves to be mistreated. And that, in my mind, you really get into grievous bodily harm, and you're getting into attempted murder. Yeah, attempted murder. You're talking about a man of his stature. That's a big guy. Hitting an 80-year-old man with a hammer, slamming down on him with a hammer multiple times. You're talking about attempted murder, in my eyes, and assault. So I do this video to make the point of how the right, we really are going into a slow motion civil war. Slow motion, we are. And that a part of it is legitimizing violence against the left, legitimizing violence against political leaders, legitimizing people, deaths, legitimizing it. Not using force, not themselves doing it. It's called stochastic terrorism. You're justifying it. It isn't the white man with the machine gun in the streets with the vest, with the Confederate flag. It's the white man in the suit on television. So a lot of people are saying that this is a lot of stuff going on. Trump made jokes, it isn't all about saying things. It's about creating doubt. Well, you don't know this happened. You don't know that they did this. It could have been this, right? It could have been that, right? And because America is so balkanized, it becomes normal. In this video that the police released yesterday, which they released just before the Tyree Nichols case, body cam was released, and it was shown that he was breaking into the house. He was breaking in the house with a hammer. Gets in the house. The police are called. And it shows him standing there, him and Paul holding the hammer. And then he rips the hammer from Paul and hits him over the head. He's a big guy. And you would think that video like that would be conclusive evidence this wasn't any kind of a gay thing. This was about violence. People were saying like, why did the police get there so fast? Well, that's just a redneck that doesn't know anything. Because I've heard from many people that when you move to rich areas, white affluent areas, the police, they get there faster. You just do. You're paying for that. You're paying for increased advanced services because of the tax bracket, because of the tax base, all that stuff. Anybody that's saying that the police getting there quickly is a conspiracy is just someone that, that's a person that ain't never been nowhere. That's a person that's never had no money or never been well. Done well for themselves, excuse me. But the point isn't the video being released. There's people are still saying, making inference this is a gay thing. The point of them doing that is very simple. Gay people deserve death. They deserve to be murdered. They deserve violence that's put towards them by members of their own community as well as members of other communities. They deserve to be mistreated and they deserve death. And that we shouldn't care when they die. Because a part of this slow motion civil war that we're in is going to be more of them dying. It's a fact. And so they can't put too fine a point. They can't highlight it too much. They have to kind of like dredge up crap. And they need to smudge the discussion. This, to me, is disgusting. It shows you how morally bankrupt and devoid of value Republican Party really is. That a high level position, a high level person like Nancy Pelosi, for her house be broken into by a guy that had a history of making threats and comments. He breaks in the house. He beats her husband half to death. He had to go into brain surgery. And all Republicans can talk about is some kind of a gay thing. That's disgusting. Once again, this is about homophobia. This is about justifying people, justifying wrongdoing. It's sad to me that a party that believed in the law and order stuff would regress to this point. Because really, law for them is whatever they want it to be for. That's where we're at this point. I don't care who these guys sleep with. I don't care who Madison Cawthorn mess around with. I never cared about that. But I just believe that everybody deserves to have the right to protection. And nobody should be mistreated or have to... nobody should live in fear of violence. No one should live in fear that their life can be taken by another. And it just, to me, it further shows you... Things like this just show you how if you are a person with a soul, you can't be a Republican. You can't. Just like they're saying they're getting stuff to the kids. This shows you, just like they're saying that, this shows you how morally bankrupt they are when it comes to real violence and real crimes committed against government officials. These people have no souls. And it's just about justifying violence. Thank you for listening.